learn about another interesting lesson, that is handicrafts and handlooms. First we learn about handicraft. What is this handicraft? Crafts which are made of hands are called handicrafts. Children, most of you are well known with the Lepakshi showroom. Yes children? Yes. If you go and visit showroom, it's well known for excellent handicrafts, and they are very expensive compared to machine made, because handmade items, it takes a lot of time, depends upon the size and the things which are doing it. First we will see one such handicraft which is called as the basket weaving. Not only basket weaving, we will discuss handlooms also in this lesson. Baskets made of bamboo and Eetha Chettu leaves require simple investment. Basket makers are using very few material, mostly made of natural sources. But many plastic industries produce goods like baskets with cheap rates, so the demand for such products has reduced considerably. Basket making is a craft work that involves the use of wild date palm leaves, cane and bamboo, which are found in forests. Using a knife, basket makers shaves off the leaves and keeps them in hot sunshine to make them dry. The raw material, wild date palm leaves, are brought from forest. Basket makers or their relatives collect the spines from bushes around their villages and sell to market makers. Basket making is a craft work that involves the use of wild date palm leaves, cane and bamboo, which are found in forests. There has been a depletion of forests due to their extensive exploitation for big industries. This affects the livelihoods of people who have traditionally depended on forest. Further, the demand for such products has reduced considerably. This forces them to move out of rural areas and migrate to urban areas for survival. This is true for many involved in traditional activities. However, they have to often live in urban areas without basic amenities. Most of the basket maker lives in a slum which doesn't have proper drainage, so it emits foul smell and breeds mosquitoes and flies. There is no electricity connection or safe drinking water. During the rainy season, their roofs often leak and the huts are flooded. Sometimes the municipal corporation officials evict the basket maker families. Despite struggling hard, these people have been denied voting rights in the city. In fact, they have been denied ration cards as they don't have any proof of identity or proof of residence. Thus, they cannot either participate in the democratic process of the city or avail of facilities meant for the poor. Children, by now you have learnt that goods such as baskets made of bamboo and Eetha Chettu require simple production using very few materials, mostly made of natural resources. There are many other goods which require raw materials to be processed in a more complex way with complex tools. Cloth materials made of cotton and silk are examples of such goods. Cloth can be manufactured today either in hand-operated looms or by power looms or in large mills. Children, we will learn here how it is produced by handloom weavers. Pochampalli is a small town in Nalgonda district in Telangana. The weavers here produce unique sarees called Ikkat sarees, which are world famous. Pochampalli sarees have a unique design and color which is quite distinct from other silk sarees. That is why it is the first handloom cloth patented in India. This means no other handloom saree producers in the world can sell sarees in the name of Pochampalli Ikkat sarees. Only of those produced in Pochampalli and its surrounding villages can be sold with this brand name. These sarees are sold in India and abroad at high prices. The tools. Weavers own the wooden loom, which is the main tool required for weaving. Apart from it, they also use small knives. Stages of weaving a saree. Flow chart. First one, silk yarn wound on a bobbin, dyeing yarn, cotton made into thread, zari and design brings from master weavers, warping, weaving in the maggam, sending to the market. This is the flow chart of the stage. Next one is stages of weaving a saree. There are different stages of weaving a saree. The first is preparing the yarn. Silk yarn is wound on a bobbin. These yarns are then marked with the design. These markings of the designs help the weaver to identify what colors need to be dyed into which part of the yarn. Dyeing the yarn is a long repeated process. Each color needs to be dyed separately and dried one after the other. Only when the coloring is completed, the thread can be used for weaving. For dyeing, the silk yarn is taken off, but when it becomes dry, it is stretched, partly opened and tied again for dyeing. This process is repeated several times for making a saree in different colors and shades. Different methods of dyeing are followed. After then dyeing, they weaving the saree in the maggam. At last send it to the market. Warp and weft. Children, you will notice that cloth has threads passing from top to bottom and sideways as shown in the picture below. Warp is the yarn that goes from top to bottom and weft is the yarn that goes from left to right. Next, we discuss about the problems of weavers. Telangana is one of the states in India which have a large number of handlooms. From few decades, handloom weavers are facing a serious problem. They face a stiff competition from power loom and mill-made cloth. Mill-made cloth is cheaper. It is made from synthetic yarn which costs much less than cotton or silk. Even though it is popular due to its high quality and unique beauty, the Pochampalli saree seems to be expensive. But the weavers also are not getting rate due to middlemen's involvement. Fashions in the cities change fast and it is difficult for the weavers to know which designs are in demand. They also have to depend on middlemen for getting raw materials like cotton or silk yarn. Thus, middlemen have good position and are getting largest share that weavers. In order to overcome these problems, the weavers are encouraged to form cooperative societies. Telangana State Cooperative Societies. The cooperative societies are meant to help the weavers in buying raw materials at low prices and to arrange for marketing of their cloth. This reduced their dependence upon middlemen and traders. The cooperative societies should help the weavers by training new designs. Okay children, thank you. I will continue the lesson in next class.